There is a difference between being wealthy and making sure that your family will never be poor. To put it plainly, the folks you'll be discussing in this video just want to make it, expand it, and preserve it. Welcome to the Luxury Vibe. In this video, we'll talk about the top 10 richest families in the world. Bettencourt. Estimated family net worth $36 billion. The name may sound familiar because we talked about her in our video about the top 10 richest widows in the world. If you haven't heard of her, you've probably heard of L'Oreal. Eugene Schuler started his lending business in 1907. After he died, his daughter Lillian Bettencourt took over. However, she is no longer in charge because she has dementia. Now, her only daughter is taking care of both her and the family business. Bettencourt is the head of France's richest family. She is also the richest widow and richest woman in the world. Her family's whole net worth is estimated to be around $36 billion. Lillian's illness has been hard on her and her family. Last year, a French court sentenced François-Marie Bonnia, a famous photographer and several former wealth managers, for stealing millions of euros from her while she was mentally ill. Arnaud, estimated family net worth $39 billion. We have a soft spot for Mr. Arnaud here at Luxury Vibe. He's built a huge luxury empire under the LVMH umbrella company. He owns 70 luxury brands, including Dom Perignon, Louis Vuitton, Tag Heuer, and Bulgari. Arnaud loves art so much that he got a degree in art and science. Arnaud is still the chairman and CEO of LVMH at age 67. His company makes up to $34 billion in sales every year, but most of his estimated $39 billion net worth comes from the Christian Dior stocks he owns. In the 1990s, Christian Dior was just a construction company. KOCH, estimated family net worth $41 billion. In 1898, James M. Koch was a date on the evening news. This is where the money for the Koch empire began to roll in. Today, James' grandchildren run the family business. The $41 billion family fortune is split among 5 of them, and Jim Kennedy is the head of the family business. The Cox family owns and runs Cox Enterprises, which includes Cox Communications and Cox Media Group. James Cox started the family business by publishing newspapers, but it has since grown to include radio and cable TV. The Cox family also takes on the challenge of the automotive market. 11 years ago, they paid $4 billion to buy Dealer's Truck, a company that makes software for car dealers. Cargill Macmillan, estimated family net worth $49 billion. Forbes says that the Macmillan family has more millionaires than any other family in the world. There are 14 millionaires in the family, and there are dozens more millionaires within it. This is America's 4th richest family, so it shouldn't be a surprise that they are worth an estimated $46 billion as a group. Cargill Incorporated is the biggest private company in the United States. The company's products and services include bioindustrial energy, agriculture, food and drinks, and pharmaceuticals. But most of their business income, about $108 billion, comes from agribusinesses. William W. Cargill started the business empire in 1865. He started a small storage company and made a lot of money as the railroad expanded into wetland in the United States. When his son-in-law John Macmillan joined the business in 1909, the wealthy family became known as Cargill Macmillan. Since 1995, when Whitney Macmillan quit as CEO, the family has not run the company. However, they still own 88% of the company's shares, and 6 family members still sit on the company's board. Slim Hello, estimated family net worth $52 billion. Carlos Slim Hello is the richest person in Mexico, and this year he is ranked 4th on the Forbes list of billionaires 2017. Carlos had a net worth worth $47.8 billion by himself, and his whole family did as well. Slim Hello has about $52 billion in assets, which is half more than he had last year. However, the family's mobile phone operator business, America Móvil, was hit hard by a number of things, the biggest and fastest of which were changes in telecom regulations in Mexico and a slowdown in the economy of South America. Even so, the Slim Hello family is still one of the wealthiest. In addition to the telecom company, Carlos owns 17% of the New York Times shares, which is the largest stake. He also bought the majority of other big South American companies like Grupo Carso and Grupo Fiance Aro in Bursa. Carlos is not only the richest man in Mexico, but also one of the most powerful people in the world. Mars. Estimated family net worth $78 billion. dollars. How about a treat? It's time for candy. I'm pretty sure everyone has eaten or bought at least one of Molly's family candies. In fact, I have some of them in my fridge right now. Milky Way, Snickers, and M&Ms are popular not just in the US but around the world, and this family is to blame for making us want more. In 1911, Frank Mars started selling candy out of his kitchen. About 18 years later, his son joined the business. This was the start of flavored nougat, which later became the basis for Snickers, one of the world's best-selling New Girl candy bars. Coke, estimated family net worth of $82 billion. dollars. After Cargill Incorporated, Koch Industries is the second largest private company in the United States, which was talked about at number 7. But the Koch family has most money, with an estimated net worth of $82 billion. dollars. This may be because the Koch family went into the oil and gasoline business. In the 1920s, Fred C. Koch came up with a groundbreaking new way to turn heavy crude oil into gasoline. Today, the Koch industries run a wide range of businesses, including ones that deal with food, housing, clothing, transportation, and of course, fuel, which is where they got their start. The companies make a total of 16 different kinds of goods. The Koch brothers, whose father Fred gave them the company, are also known for their political activism. On their official website, they say that they are unapologetic advocates for the principles of a free and open society. Walton, estimated family net worth of $130 billion. dollars. Well, most of the wealthiest families are involved in more than one business. However, the Walton family is only involved in one business, Walmart, which is the largest retail store in the United States. The retail business is the largest in the US, with sales of up to $483 billion. dollars. Sam Walton and his brother James Buzz started the retail business in 1962. It grew and grew until it became what it is today. After both of the Walton brothers died, Walmart was run by their children, two sons, one daughter, and two daughters, plus two more daughters. As chairman, directors, and board members, the third generation of Waltons is in charge today, along with Kevin Spicer. With an estimated net worth of $130 billion, dollars, the Waltons are the richest family in the United States. The co-founder of Instagram and the CEO of Yahoo Sports, Marisa Mayer, put the Waltons at the top of the list. Al Saud, estimated family net worth $1.4 trillion. dollars. Out of the rule of the Door House, they also ruled Ruth Saudi Arabia. Mohammed bin Saud was the first well-known member of the Al Saud family. He was the founder of the first estate emirate in Saudi Arabia, which was Syria. Now, the family has thousands of members, and as a whole, they have a net worth that isn't measured in billions, but in trillions. Some members of the Al Saud family are also on the Forbes billionaires list. Prince Al Walid bin Talal is the richest person on that list, with a net worth of $19.5 billion. dollars. The family also owns one of the most expensive yachts in the world and is working to increase Saudi Arabia's power on a global scale. Rothschild, estimated family net worth $10 trillion. dollars. You might not have heard of this family before, and that's on purpose. The Rothschilds are one of the most secretive families in the world, and if we look at the documented cases where people have talked about their wealth, we could say that they are some of the biggest players in almost all of the world's core industries. So many people in the Rothschild family have their own armies and investment portfolios. They have a little bit of everything, which makes them probably the most powerful family in the world right now. The Rothschild Empire goes back hundreds of years. Mayor Amschel Rothschild gave it back to Germany, where the family is from, in the 1760s. Since then, they have paid for almost every major war, which has made them richer. Then, many years later, he sent his son to England to start the Rothschild banking family, which is now one of the biggest. To put it another way, when the government needs money, they borrow it from the banks and pay interest on it. We're interested in hearing your thoughts on the topic of family companies that are passed down through generations. When do you believe that younger generations should no longer receive financial support? Please share your thoughts on this in the comments. We can wait to hear what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy similar stuff, check out my other videos, and if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.